Cover Boys, and we cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Live, ladies and gentlemen, here at my friends at your Corner 16. We're making it happen with you, Tony Basilio. Along with you, I got Brian Hartman in studio control. It's utterly outstanding. The Corner today, oh, what a great day for this unbelievably great food you're going to get at the Corner at Corner 16. Because today when you come in, oh, we got the street corn dip as your appetizer of the day. Your soup of the day is street corn chicken chowder. The butcher's featured cut, Corner 16 flat iron, which is 10-ounce flat iron steak. Seared and sliced, Jack Daniel's cream sauce, smokehouse potatoes. Get it, get it, get it. We also got the Chicago dog featured, the ham and Swiss sliders, the herb-crusted baked cod, the A.E. tuna, poke bowl, and a skillet cookie. You can wash it all down. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Corner 16, making it happen with you. Let's do it. We want to see you today. We want to hang out with you. It's championship weekend. Bino, Jeff Henderson, what does championship weekend, my brother, mean to you? Bino, Jeff, what does it mean to you?
It means I've got a few football games to watch on Saturday, Friday and Saturday, that I care little or nothing about.
Ain't that the truth? And that is also the case. That is also the case with people playing in these games. We've got a few football games that people care nothing about. In fact, I remember a couple of years ago, we were finna play Clemson. We were finna, because I was up in Pennsylvania. I'll never forget this as long as I live. I was at a Wawa on Route 202, those of you that know the area.
Oh, yeah.
And we were interviewing the Clemson play-by-play guy. You talk about a true believer and a total sheep. This guy told me with a straight face, he said, we don't opt out at Clemson. And I thought he was kidding. Because the reports were they were going to have 3 or 4 kids opt out of the, including a couple of highly rated defensive players, opt out of the bowl game. And he said, no, that's just not the Clemson culture. We don't have opt-outs here. And I'm like, listen. I couldn't argue with the guy. Bino, we've gone from that to 24 months later, a team opting out of a bowl game. We have a team opting out of a bowl game, Bino.
Yes. Yeah, it's, I can remember teams deciding they were not going to the NIT, but I'm not sure that I can remember a team saying, we're done. We're not going on. Okay.
Yep. And you know what this corner reminds me of when we come out here and do our shows? I can't help think of the day that we watched Gonzaga and the Vols on the left coast. Was that in 2017, y'all? Is that right, Brian, or 2018? Was it December of 2017? Was that 8 years ago? It may have been 8 years ago. Anyway, this place was jam-packed, and we hit those shots. We had an utterly incredible time. Those teams were so fun, and God, what a great time. What a great time that was. And then we had that great run of watch parties out here. Bino, you attended some, didn't you? Those watch parties we had out here?
Absolutely. I'll never forget the Gonzaga watch party. It was a fantastic crowd that day, a great game. Yeah, it's hard to walk into corner 16 on Middlebrook and not think of that.
So I was fired up, focused, and prepared. I think young Joshy Boy and Artemis were there that day. Young Joshy Boy back in the day when he was under wings.
It's the day I met Paulie Joe.
Yes, I met Paulie Joe. He took me and threw me up against, and I hit that register that's, I'm looking at it, it's like 9 feet in the air. And I hit that pipe that's directly above those that you come out and eat with us today. I hit that pipe, hit my head on that pipe. That big man picked me up and threw me that high in the air. So anyway, great memories. We got Illinois tomorrow. We've got people already making proclamations about our basketball team. I think it's a little early being started to make proclamations about our basketball team, in my mind.
Yes, I think it's early as well, Tony. This team obviously has a long way to go in the backcourt compared to previous teams, but need to get the front court back healthy and make that work for us, because that's what this team's built upon this year.
Yep. So we got a lot to talk about. It is utterly amazing. There's so much to get to, so little time to get there. Penn State, and we're going to talk with Hughie about this coming up, Bino. Penn State looks like they're going to hire Matt Campbell. That's the word. Can you imagine wandering through the wilderness with the Bum of the Month Club and then hiring the best possible candidate anyway out there? Why couldn't we ever get that lucky in life?
Yeah, it's a good question, Tony. That search was beginning to resemble ours when we wound up with Jeremy Pruitt, and somehow, some way. But I would guess that everybody they've gone through, Matt Campbell's a pretty good consolation prize.
And we got a lot to talk about later in the show today, because after we get through with Hughie, I want to talk about the value in signing freshmen and the value in putting your money in the portal and what the mix should be. We've had a healthy, robust debate on the show this week. I've had people accusing me. Look, I've been pretty consistent with it. To me, I want a healthy mix, and I want to be in the hunt. That's why I want a healthy mix, because I want to be in the hunt. And so I do a little bit of both. It's my dime and my dance floor. The more I think about it, Tennessee ought to sign 15 guys out of that transfer portal. I would oversign in that portal to make sure that my defense is good enough to play SEC football next year. Or I'm going to risk getting run over, and I'm going to risk my head coach getting fired. That's to my mind, that's what's at stake. It's great that you've signed this freshman class, and then you've always got one in these freshman classes. You always got the goofy recruitment guy, this Legend Bay guy. I mean, like Matt said yesterday, because the word is this Legend Bay guy wanted to go to Ohio State. And the backstory is that they had all this garnet and white at his signing day. It was they had an Ohio State cake. They had Ohio State cupcakes. They had Ohio State this. They had Ohio State that. And his mother and his brother sat him down and said, "You're not signing with them. Brian Hartline just went to South Florida, and he was your coach, and you're not signing with them." Well, he comes out on Twitter after the word comes out that he signs with the Vols, and he comes out on Twitter and says, "I'm not going where my mom and my brother want me to go," essentially is what he said, something to that effect. "I'm going to do my own thing," which I don't know how that's supposed to make the living Vol fan feel, but the backstory on the whole thing is the kid's about to turn 18. He's going to be able to make his own decision, and he's going to be able to jump into the transfer portal before he even walks onto a campus somewhere. Now, Bino, what have they done to this sport? And why do we care? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tony. It is without question. Stick your head in the sand sport now, and just try to enjoy Saturday as best as you can enjoy Saturday, because everything that goes on other than Saturday is nonsense.
Is Legend Bay right now the definition of goofy recruitment, goofy career, in your humble opinion, Beanstar? Because Matt said yesterday, the more he sees and hears about that kid, the more he thinks we ought to just take our money and put it in a transfer safety and forget about it.
Well, generally, Tony, right after an announcement, if the kid says that he is basically not going to go where his family or he initially said he was going to go, and he's never set foot on campus yet, that's generally not a good sign that things are going to be real stable.
I like the name he has, the name Legend, though, because he's having a legendary recruitment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
This is going to be legendary one way or another.
He's legendary. Children of all ages, corner 16, Middlebrook. That's where we be. We're at the original. Next week, we're going to be at the corner off North Shore, way out west. Check it. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to be at Smoky Mountain Brewery in beautiful Mary, Vegas. Home of the Scots. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's an outstanding day to be alive and well. We got hoops we'll talk about later. We've got we had a great guest from Illinois yesterday, breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. Fan Run Radio locally having transmitter issues. Our transmitter got blowed up. Don't try this at home. When your transmitter gets blowed up, that's a tough deal. But here we are, making it happen with you. We already have a bunch of folks in here at the corner. Come out and see us today. We are right here at Bob Kirby Road in Middlebrook, corner 16, the original. Come out and see us, eat some lunch, talk some sports. Steve Russell. We are going to bring it back on the other side. Hughie Bear joins. The Hughie Bear right after this. Living Vol fan, make Alumni Hall your one-stop shop for all your Vol fans on your shopping list this holiday season. There's nothing better than getting your favorite Tennessee gear under the tree. Picture it, a nice polo shirt, a new hoodie, something for the man cave. Pop in and see my friends at Alumni Hall. Best selection of Tennessee gear. Alumni Hall, 3 Knoxville locations, Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, or online at alumnihall.com. It's easy to have a big orange Christmas. And happy holidays from everyone at Alumni Hall. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years.
5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Brr, it's getting cold outside. Is your heating system ready for winter? Don't wait to find out. Pipe Wrench's $79 heating system tune-up ensures your HVAC is ready for those cold nights so your home stays warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your HVAC system for maximum efficiency and comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. Call or schedule your $79 heating system tune-up online today at pipewrench.com. We are committed to keeping your home cozy and worry-free this holiday season. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
Basilio here with Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Alan, is it true? Are we really having a Black Friday sale? Lay it on me.
Yeah, Tony, Black Friday is the biggest time of the year for us. We're going to do a 40% off sale. That's what we're doing to everybody else. But for the Tony Basilio listeners, we're going to do 45% off. So you get an additional 5% off, which should be hundreds of dollars. All you got to do is use the promo code Tony. But for the real listeners, we're going to do another promo code. The second promo code is going to be promo code Negadave. So with the promo code Negadave, you actually pay 5% more. So 35% off, use the promo code Negadave. 45% off using promo code Tony.
We're kind of having some fun here, but when you're talking about 120 Supercore floors, I've shown them over on the website, the video. You can't destroy this floor.
Very tough floor that I designed. When I say literally millions of square feet, we've got 2 warehouses in Johnson City full of flooring. We're ready to go for any size project. But yeah, it's a remarkable product. It's the best waterproof flooring on the market because we sold everyone else's floors and I designed a floor that's better than everyone else.
WeShipFloors.com. Free shipping to all, anywhere in the country.
Go Vols, Tony.
Bow thy head when you say thy name, ladies and gentlemen. Alan, I miss you. I miss seeing all those smiling faces. Smiling faces don't lie. Down at Calhoun's on the river, but here we are. We're back for another week, making it happen with you here at the corner. We're at the original Corner 16. It is utterly outstanding. As the great Mike Huguenin, you will bow thy head when you say thy name, because he is presented, ladies and gentlemen. Bri, tie up a line, please. That's going to drive me nuts. He is presented. My ears are that good. They are that good, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. And Hughie, hope you're doing well, my brother. Good to hear from you.
Yep, I am doing well. A little bit sad that the regular season is over, but there's still a lot of controversy swirling about conference title games tonight and tomorrow. Some interesting games for sure this weekend.
Hughie, there is no doubt about it. There are some interesting games this weekend, and the fact that you are presented by Gufon Moving and Storage is so ironic because now we're at the time of the year where now that signing classes are signed, now it's about who's on the move, what coaches are on the move, what players are on the move. Tennessee might be losing one before he even gets here in this Legend Bay guy. Who the heck knows? I mean, everything's in a flux in that sport, and nothing's off the table. But Hughie, great for me, the card, the championship. Now that we are here on Championship Friday, 2 questions for you. Great for me, the card, and then coming up here in about 40 minutes, the World Cup draw begins. For 2 solid hours, will the great Mike Huguenin have his eyes on the World Cup of Soccer draw?
No, I've decided I'm going to mop the house instead. The draw, I understand the allure if you're a big-time soccer fan. I'm not a big-time soccer fan. I do watch the World Cup, but I'll start paying attention next summer, right before the actual World Cup starts. Wow. As for this has got to be an A weekend. Titles on the line, and
yep.
The Big Ten game, on paper, 1 versus 2.
Yep.
I don't care, because both those teams are getting in. The games that are most intriguing to me, the American, North Texas and Tulane, playing for a spot in the playoff. Troy, James Madison. If James Madison wins, they keep alive their hopes. And the ACC game, Duke, Virginia. If you're a fan of chaos, you want Duke to win. And the SEC and Big 12 games are important as well. I'm not, BYU's 11-1. They lose, they're not getting in. Texas Tech, I think, is safe regardless. But the Alabama situation is sort of fascinating in a way. I think if it's a close game, Alabama's fine, even with 3 losses. But if this is like Georgia 31-13, I don't know if Alabama gets in. Going to be extremely interesting to see how all this shakes out. I would presume that Alabama would get in because it is the SEC, and why should you be penalized for making the title game and losing? But BYU is the same situation. I think if they lose, they have zero hope. So a lot of intrigue still. But the 2 tonight, the 2 group of 5, 2 of the 4 group of 5 tonight are 2 of the 4 group of 5 games tonight are exceedingly important for the playoff.
At the end of the day, if you're going to play these games, they should matter. If you're going to play these games, literally they should matter. But you know what? We live in a world where why make a game? Why make it matter? Why not just let it be?
I think the Big Ten, perfect example. If this were a 1-2 game in the regular season in mid-October, late October, early November, even late November, I'd be beyond jacked. But it's the title game, and for some reason I couldn't care less because the loser of this game will fall no lower than 3. And the reason for that is the Big Ten winner is going to be seeded first. Well, that means a Big Ten team is not going to be seeded 4th because that means they'd be in the same side of the bracket. So the Ohio State-Indiana loser will be the 3 seed. The Ohio State-Indiana winner will be the 1 seed. So, I guess, how really good is Indiana? I think there's still a lot of, come on, this is Indiana here. And I think that's to an extent true. Big in the Heisman as well, because you got Julian Sayin as a for the life. But again, I think the Big Ten title should mean something, and I would argue this year it doesn't. You're the number 1 seed, but if you lose, you're the number 3 seed. So in some respects, big deal.
Well, and that's the whole thing. Bino, Jeff Henderson, I bring you in against the backdrop, and my man's presented by Gufon Moving and Storage. It's moving and storage week because these guys are going to be moving, and there's going to be a lot of storage out there, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want your precious belongings. You go from point A to point B. You want your peace of mind intact. You don't have to worry about that. You don't want to hire some riffraff off the street to do that. You want folks that have been at it since 1887. That's my buddy Tom Gufon and Gufon Moving and Storage. You guys are whiskey rock-a-rolla. He can play a mean guitar, but he knows the stuff. And that's a family born out of hard work, tremendous resolve, commercial and residential. And they're going to provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. So here we are with my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, 138 years in the business, and they've never seen anything like what's happening in college football right now. Bino, jump into our conversation because here's my thing about tomorrow's game in the SEC. If Alabama loses that game, they should get punished for that. They should get punished, just like if Virginia loses that game, they're going to get punished for that. What's the difference, Bino, between Alabama and Virginia tomorrow? If you're not going to punish one, but you're going to punish the other, what's the difference, Bino?
Well, the difference is the SEC and the Big Ten run it, and neither one of them are ever going to let the loser of their championship game not be included in the bracket. That's the difference. Is one team's in the ACC and the other's in the SEC. Mike, when I look at these conference championship games, I believe they're antiquated, but I don't know what the answer is because from the beginning of time, conferences have determined who a champion was, and now that they're so bloated, there is no way to equitably name a champion based on regular season play if you don't have a playoff game, and they're never going to give up that payday either. So I don't know what the answer is going forward for games that really don't matter.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, I think let's use the ACC as a perfect example. Duke is 7-5. They lost to UConn, for God's sake, in football, and they're playing for the ACC title. And if you're an ACC fan, it has to chill you to the bone to realize that if Duke wins, the ACC is not going to have a team in the playoff. So there was, I believe, a 5-way tie for second in the ACC. Virginia won it with one conference loss, though bizarrely they lost to NC State in a non-conference game. But the tiebreaker was such that there wasn't even a round robin among the teams who tied. So they went to best common opponent winning, best ACC opponent winning percentage. So Duke got the nod. And it is bizarre. I mean, you almost think maybe we should go back in football to divisions But then the scheduling model gets screwed up because if you're in a 8-team division, that means you're only going to play the other division twice every year, which makes it, you could cycle through a player's entire career without playing at least one team from the other division, all that kind of stuff. So the bloated aspect of the league, of the leagues, is a gigantic problem. And yeah, the conference title games, they're not going away because they're gigantic money makers. But I still think there's a little bit of trepidation. If you're an Alabama fan, what happens if Georgia blows you out? I'm not sure that Alabama gets in that scenario. But yeah, it's the whole, we've talked about this for a couple of years now. The powers that be do everything they can to screw this sport up. And yet every Saturday we sit there in front of our TVs or our radios or in the stands and we're enthralled by what we see. We're entertained by what we see. We agonize over what we see. And it's almost like the stuff that happens Sunday through Friday, they can do everything they want to throw dirt on the corpse of college football, but every Saturday that corpse rises and, dances around and makes everybody happy. And you got players this week, the National Signing Day. Let's use Florida as an example. Florida fired its coach and kept every single player who was committed except one and flipped the guy from LSU. And it's not because, oh my God, we love John Sumrall. No, it's, oh my God, I love the NIL package Florida got me, and I can suck it up for a year even if I don't like the coach because I got money coming in. And then you contrast that with Penn State, which evidently does not have any kind of legitimate NIL program because they signed two guys. Two. They're behind. They're one spot ahead of Prairie View in the recruiting rankings.
Penn
Prairie
State
View is
could
a
be
SWAC school.
Yeah. Penn State could be a total wreck
in
right
the
now.
FCS. So the sport is messed up, but thank God the games are played.
And adding insult to injury, Ross Dellinger reporting that SEC presidents voted to increase the number of maximum scholarships from 85 to 105. Something we had a robust discussion about this week. A bunch of presidents in the league against it, a bunch of athletic directors against it, a bunch of football coaches for it. Football coaches are always going to want more and more and more. How do you like it? How do you like it? How do you like it?
Andrea True Connection, nice job.
Thank you. The presidents and the ADs don't want it because now they have to create 20 more scholarships for the lovely ladies on campus because of Title IX. And, hey, it is what it is.
You don't need 105 college players. You don't need 105 roster players.
You don't need 85.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't need
it's
85.
Beyond ridiculous, and it's just a gigantic money suck. Let's throw 20 more scholarships at players. Okay, that means we got to come up with NIL money for 20 more guys. We got to come up with scholarship money for 20 more guys. It's the gluttony that college football has become. It's always been a glutton, but now it's a glutton plus a pig plus a gigantic steer. It's ridiculous.
The great Mike Huguenin joining. All right, Hugie, here's the thing, and we're live at Corner 16. And it is outstanding here. Let me tell you something. The soup of the day, street corn chicken chowder. That is some street corn, roasted chicken, corn tortillas, little bit of cilantro, a little bit of cotija cheese. You will come back again and again and again and again on this kind of like misty, kind of cool day. I thought we were going to have some school closings in here today, but no, not meant to be. Oh, well, maybe a few degrees cooler. What's your weather like in Orlando right now, Hugie? Set the picture for me.
It is 79 and exceedingly clear and sunny.
79 and sunny?
Yeah.
That's kind of lame. Who needs that?
Yeah.
So Summer here, who will serve you when you come out to the corner today in the bar area where we be. She's from Chicagoland, and I said to her, "How did you end up down here?" And she looked at me and said, "What do you think Chicago's like right now?" I wasn't really quizzing her, but she asked a great question. It's brutal. It's brutal there. It's brutal in Philly. It's kind of cool here right now, but I'll take 8 weeks of winter versus 18. All right, let's talk about some of the more interesting games tomorrow. Who do you like in that ACC title game? Is a great Mike Huguenin today, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. Go ahead.
Virginia's a well-coached team. Tony Elliott has done a nice job. Frankly, I mean, he was on the hot seat going into the season. They don't have a lot of NIL money. They spent it wisely this year. And people, this is the team that a couple years ago, teammates watched as 3 other players were murdered on a bus coming back from a field trip. So, you like it for Tony Elliott because he and his staff and his team persevered. They did a phenomenal job in the portal getting Chandler Morris. Is Chandler Morris an NFL prospect at quarterback? No. Is he a pretty darn good college quarterback? Yes, he is. And he has transformed that offense. Their running back situation is good. The defense is pretty solid. Duke doesn't play very good defense, which is surprising because Manny Diaz is their coach. But it's a young defense. It will be better next year. But I think Virginia realizes if we win this game, we're going to be in the college football playoff. And I think Virginia will win this game.
And Bino Jeff Henderson, he brings up an interesting point about Chandler Morris. Chandler Morris is a guy, when you look at him, who previously he's 24 years of age, kind of like our guy. He started at Oklahoma, washed out there, ended up at TCU, washed out there, went to North Texas where he found his footing, and now he's had a really nice year, and he's on the cusp of leading Virginia out of nowhere. I mean, what would the odds have been preseason of Virginia over at VIP play getting to the playoff? I bet that was an astronomical number next to Virginia's name. But Chandler Morris is the type of guy, Beanstar, that Tennessee needs to find in the portal this year to help shepherd those 2 kids along, in my humble opinion. Your thoughts, Beanstar?
No, and I think you're right, Tony. And I think this day and time, it's almost more luck when you get a guy that does that. I mean, you almost have to be – you're talking about a guy that kind of flamed out a couple of times, and then all of a sudden the light just came on for him. And I'm not sure how you recognize that. These guys have 1 year here, 1 year there, 1 year here. What can they do? It's a difficult evaluation process.
And they get big with the running back too. They got a running back from North Carolina Central, the Taylor kid. He walked on at an FCS school, and he's run for almost 1,000 yards. I think he's like 3 or 4 yards short this year. And Morris is extremely mobile. He can hurt you with his legs. They beat Duke like 3 weeks ago, which is, not only is the ACC title game a little bit Virginia Duke, for God's sake, what's this? And then these teams played 3 weeks ago. So Virginia is a great story. But Bino's right. I mean, the idea that, when people, my assumption is Virginia fans, the few that there were before this season were like, we signed Chandler Morris out of the portal. Oh, great. Wow. Does that mean that Tony Elliott gets fired in week 5 or week 6? But instead, for whatever reason, he has been a great fit for that offense. Jamari Taylor, the running back, again, from a walk-on from North Carolina Central, has provided he's a short guy, but he's extremely physical. And they make that offense go. So they hit huge in the portal with 2 guys that most schools, I'm sure, would have scoffed at.
And that's the beauty of this era, man, is that you can have guys to the point we're talking about with Chandler Morris. You can have guys that, like Joey Aguilar, that get to rewrite their final chapter. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. You mentioned North Texas, Tulane. Let's talk about it. Is there a scenario on the board, in your humble opinion, where either both North Texas or Tulane plus James Madison both get in, or will they jump over that second group of 5 and maybe put like a Miami in?
Well, remember, it's the top 5 highest-ranked conference champs, automatic bids. So, the presumption was that's always the Power 4, and then we throw a bone to the group of 5. Well, Duke is, I'm not even sure where they are in relation to Tulane, North Texas, and James Madison. So if Duke wins, James Madison, I think, is in, because I cannot see them jumping Duke, which will be 8-5, over a James Madison team that's going to be 12-1 and already is ranked. So you could have James Madison as the 12th seed, and Tulane or North Texas as the 11th seed in a playoff. And so the Tulane North Texas game, both coaches are leaving. James Madison coach leaving. Though I guess technically Bob Chesney has not officially signed the UCLA deal, which I don't know why he's leaving for UCLA, but that's neither here nor there. James Madison, a very good Sun Belt team. Tulane, solid. North Texas, gigantic offense. And the assumption is that Eric Morris, their coach, who's going to Oklahoma State, will take the quarterback, Drew Mestermaker, with him. Drew Mestermaker is a kid who started one game in high school. Was behind other quarterbacks at his high school in Texas, and has paid off gigantic. So there's a lot of cool stories. The Tulane starting quarterback is the BYU kid who left school because he was afraid he was going to get kicked out for having premarital sex. Then you got James Madison, who's already hired Billy Napier, for God's sake. So my little talk to James Madison fans were, you better enjoy this now because you ain't getting back here with Napier. But all 3 of these, North Texas, Tulane, James Madison, all are cool stories. And yeah, you very well could see 2 winners tonight make the college football playoff. I think you will see that if Duke wins, which is
that was utter Bino. That was brutal right there. James Madison's had this run of coaches in football and basketball. The guy at Vanderbilt right now has really done a nice job in a short amount of time. Obviously, Bino's buddy Kurt Signetti up there, who he doesn't give any credit to.
And then that's not true.
And then the guy that's currently at UCLA. How about they take a retread at the end of all that? Sun Belt Yams or Beanstar, is that a good hire? Because that guy's proven that he can win big at that level. That's kind of a disappointing hire with James Madison, isn't it, Beanstar?
I mean, it's different hire, Tony. You expect them to find someone that no one else knew about and him flourish there. But I've said before, and I'm not going to go away from it because they got Napier. I respect whoever's evaluating the coaching hires at JMU, so I'm going to stick with that.
Hey, Hughie Bear, what happened with Jerry Mack in South Florida earlier in the week? I thought Jerry Mack accepted the South Florida job, and then I see Brian Hartline, South Florida's coach, and where is Jerry Mack going? Did I miss something?
I find it hard to believe that Jerry Mack's going to stay there. Kennesaw's playing tonight. That's another. That is an incredible story.
Incredible.
As good as the stories are at Virginia, at Tulane, at North Texas, Kennesaw is better. This team was 1-11 last year. That was its first year at the FBS ranks. They fired their coach late in the season. The AD came out and said this was a mutual parting of the ways. The coach said, that's bull. I got fired, even though I spent 10 years here and took them from Division II to FCS to FBS, and this guy fires me. And Kennesaw was supposed to be, if not the worst team this year in the country, one of the 2 or 3 worst. Instead, Jerry Mack comes in, finds a transfer quarterback from Wofford, a kid named Amari Odom, That dude is good. Kennesaw's got a bunch of players from the state of Georgia. A little bit slower, a little bit smaller, but they're Georgia high school football is awesome. All these guys are well coached. Jerry Mack put together a really good staff. They make a ton of big plays. They played Jacksonville State once already. They lost. Now they get them again at Jacksonville again. But Jerry Mack has done a great job. And you're right. It seemed like he is the guy at USF. And then you hear, okay, he hasn't signed it yet. And then the next day, oh my God, they hired Brian Hartline. What a coup. So I don't know what happened there. I think somebody must have jumped the gun. From what I've told, they did definitely talk to Jerry Mack.
Wow.
But if you can get Brian Hartline, you go get Brian Hartline. I'll be honest. I'm shocked that Brian Hartline took that job.
The Mover of the Week, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. We've got a huge weekend. Unfortunately, the SEC title game is just not very compelling this weekend. And I guess that's a byproduct of the playoff. Look, the commissioner, if he had his way, instead of seeing this title game tomorrow, we'd be seeing Vanderbilt. I haven't even thought about this, guys. If you did a 3-6, 4-5 matchup for a couple spots in the playoffs, which is what they've talked about, Brian and Hughie, your mind's like a steel trap. What would that look like if you did a 4-5, 3-6 matchup in the SEC right now? What would that look like?
I think it would be Ole Miss, Vandy, and Oklahoma. Maybe it'd be Oklahoma, Vandy, and Ole Miss, Texas.
I think that's right.
That would add a little bit of intrigue.
It would be a lot more compelling. Yeah, it would be a lot more compelling than what they're doing.
Again, I am not 100% convinced Alabama gets in if they get blown out.
Wow.
So, but I guess the selling point would, we beat Georgia already. We split with them. So that might be the saving grace. But these teams play it already. And for whatever reason, Kirby Smart has troubles with Alabama. He's 1-7. But, again, the Alabama running game, it's pitiful. Their offensive line is not very good at run blocking. Their defense is not nearly as good as it usually is.
Yep.
So, and the game's in Atlanta. It'll be, 60-40 probably Bulldog fans. But I have zero doubt that Georgia wins. Zero. And,
ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Gufon Moving and Storage Mover of the Week. Hughie's going to announce it here. It's unbelievable. You're waiting. Everybody's waiting. It's kind of like next week's Heisman Trophy announcement. But look, shout out to Taylor Gufon, the fifth generation, carrying on the family's legacy since 1887 of being the absolute world champions of moving. Online at GufonMovingAndStorage.com. They offer secure, vaulted storage. Their newest offering, commercial storage logistics, receiving and storage, delivery services for all your business logistic needs. Say it loud and say it proud. Gufon Moving and Storage. Hughie, who's our mover of the week?
We're tied. Both moving down. SMU. All they got to do is beat Cal. They're in the ACC title game. They win in the playoff second in a row. They lose to Cal with a interim coach. So that's mover/loser number one. The second is Nebraska. Early in the season, Nebraska's back. Fringe playoff game. Matt Rule's done a great job. Oh my God, Matt Rule might go to Penn State. We're going to extend him and give him a raise. Our quarterback gets hurt. Our quarterback may transfer. Nebraska's last game of the season, Iowa blows their doors in. Nebraska finishes 7-5. They've actually been moving for a couple of weeks now downward, but that's why you cannot do knee-jerk contract extensions. What had Matt Rule done to make you think, A, he deserved a raise and an extension, and B, that he legitimately was a candidate at Penn State, other than the fact he was friends with the AD? And it appears that Penn State did want him, because Penn State's sitting here right now with no coach. But Nebraska, if I'm a Nebraska fan, oh my God, we're horrible again.
Yeah, and apparently the belief is that Penn State's going to end up with Matt Campbell.
Matt
and if
Campbell,
that happens,
he's better than Matt Rule any day of the week.
It's the luckiest thing. That'd be the luckiest break maybe we've ever seen in college sports. If they end up with Matt after that mess they've made all over themselves the last couple of weeks. My brother just texted me, big Penn State fan. He's like, what do you think of Matt Campbell? I said, dude, that's a grand slam compared to what you were getting ready to do.
Exactly. And given what happened, you're right. It's like driving, and then you don't know where you're going, and then you pull into a lot. Home, take this home for free if you touch this button. You touch the button, it's a 5,000 square foot house with an indoor basketball court and a pool. Matt Campbell, is he an elite coach? We're going to find out. But He's done phenomenal work at Iowa State.
You got it, brother.
And Penn State's got so much more money, so this could be hit big.
Two guys have ever moved the bar at Iowa State. One of them was Johnny Majors a long, long time ago, and the second one is him. So that's a very, very difficult place to move any kind of bar. And that guy's got wins against programs like Oklahoma at a place like that. But Hughie, on the way out, two games. If you were giving us a viewer guide, 2 games we cannot miss this weekend. What are they?
Oh, man. I'm going to go with North Texas Tulane.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, just for the wildness aspect, Duke, Virginia. Because, again, the idea Duke winning means 2 group of 5 teams in the playoff. And come on, that's incredible in this era. And unfortunately, there's 8 FCS games on this weekend, but only one's on regular TV. The other 7 are streamed. But all those games, exceedingly interesting as well, I think.
So if you did the 4 versus 6 thing, we just totaled it up. It'd be Oklahoma at Ole Miss, Texas at Texas A&M. Bino, is that better than what we're doing tomorrow? Okay. Oklahoma at Ole Miss and Texas at Texas A&M. Bino, what do you think?
No, I mean, you're going to replay a game that you just played on Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving? No, that's no way that's better.
Huh? Oh,
the thing was, Vanderbilt wanted to play that 13th game. They wouldn't even be involved. That's interesting, too.
Yeah, Vanderbilt would be locked out. Okay, so here's another one for you. You mentioned the Sayin guy, which that's a controversial take. You saying that he's got no business in the Heisman
he's not even the best player on his own unit. Jeremiah Smith's vastly better than Julian. Marvell Reese, the defensive, the edge rusher linebacker, vastly better than Julian Sayin.
Hughie coming strong today.
He's the only reason he's there is his team's ranked number 1.
Hughie, in your humble opinion,
Diego Pavia is a better candidate than Julian Sayin.
Who are your candidates right now? List them for me. Give me 3.
Jeremiah Love, Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza.
I can't argue with Hughie.
Mendoza, you take Mendoza off Indiana, I don't think Indiana's unbeaten. You take Sayin off of Ohio State and put the second-team quarterback, they're 12-0 anyway.
Just saying. Hughie, you're the man. Thanks, bro.
All right, talk to you next week. Thanks, man.
He does not shrink. He's no shrinking violet, Bino. He did not blanch from that because the Seabird said, wow, what a really bad take by the Hughie Bear, saying Sayin has no business in the Heisman convo. Bino, do you agree with that? That's a bad take by the Hughie Bear, who's had some bad takes this year. I give the guy some credit.
Tony, I haven't seen Sayin enough to say whether he belongs in there
Just
or
saying.
not.
Yep.
So I can't Huguenon's forgotten more about it than I know.
Exactly. Just saying. There's no question that you got a guy that's on a super team. And when you're on a super team, the most you can do is keep the car in the middle of the road. Now, the guy's got 30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, number 1 in the nation in QBR. So, I don't know. But Oklahoma at Ole Miss, Texas at A&M. I guess what you would do is switch them around just to not – you would create a rule if you're going to do that 4 versus 6, 3 versus 5 things in future years because they've talked about that. I think that's a good idea if you could manipulate the matchups at the end to move those teams around, Bino, so you can't have you would have a no replay rule. So if you had Texas, Oklahoma, A&M, Ole Miss playing, Bino, would you sign off on that?
A&M and Ole Miss.
Yep, Texas versus Oklahoma.
Texas and Oklahoma. So you once again got one replay game at least, which is
you're
Texas
always going to have
Oklahoma,
replay games.
But that would be better than a game that was played a week ago.
Yeah, I think you would have to have because that just shows you when you start fooling around with these leagues and you start talking about on paper things like that look really good. The play-in type deal, however you want to put that. But then the actual execution of that, how do you avoid having games that were just played the week before? I don't know. The whole sport's being reinvented.
Who is gaining in the only team in that whole deal that would gain anything from that, Tony, is Texas.
Yes.
The others could only lose because the others are in.
That's correct. That's correct. I don't know. It's a great question. But we're live today at Corner 16. Come out and hang out with us. Summer's here. She's going to take great care of you. We're in the bar area. They're getting ready to start the draw in the World Cup, Bino. Are you concerned about the draw the United States is going to get here, Bino? And are you excited? Are you going to come to Philadelphia and hang out with me and my brother and watch some footy this summer? You coming to a game with us?
Absolutely, Tony. I'm coming.
How about
soon
that,
as you
Bino?
get me to the Army-Navy game, then I'll go to the World Cup.
Are you trying to crack on me?
Yes.
You're trying to crack?
Yes. Army-Navy's played every year, not in Philadelphia, but every year. You haven't gotten me to that yet, so I doubt you're getting me to any World Cup game.
Beanstar, you're the man.
Thanks, Tony.
We'll come back on the other side. It's lunchtime. Bino, what from this menu is calling your name, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? How about some street corn dip, which is roasted corn, peppers, onions, that cotija cheese, cilantro, and tortilla chips. Bino, are you a street corn guy? Because I am. I love that stuff.
Street corn is okay with me, Tony.
All right.
It's okay with me.
Soup of the day is street corn chicken chowder, which I got to check. Chowder, Bino, does that mean it's kind of like kind of a thicker-based soup, or is that a thinner-based soup?
Chowder is a thicker-based soup.
Yeah. I'm trying to watch my figure here. The Butcher's Features cut, and again, when you deal with any of the Copper Cellar family restaurants, they have their own USDA butchers. They cut that moist, as Peyton Manning once said, and it's right on your plate. I mean, it is fresh, factual, and furious. The beef hanger steak is seared and sliced, served over garlic and herb with compound butter and your choice of the side. That is your steak of the day. Herb-crusted baked cod, house-made herb crust, fresh lemon. How about some ahi tuna, a poke bowl, Bino? Ahi tuna, fresh Asian slaw. How about some pineapple, some cucumber, some avocado, some oriental noodles, and some wasabi peas? Or you can go with a chicken Caesar wrap, spinach and herb tortilla, Caesar dressing, romaine, roasted chicken, croutons, Italian cheese blend, or chicken burger sliders, fresh ground chicken, Martin's potato buns, American cheese melted on there, lettuce, tomato, pickle, homemade, house-made special sauce. Beanstar, what's calling your name?
Oh, Tony, you know I'm a carnivore. I'm killing that steak, and I'm eating some smokehouse potatoes with it.
Go! Let's come back on the other side as we continue with more. It is your Friday Let Me Down edition of your Basilio Show. Beanstar is there. We open the phone lines up for you on the other side. There is so much to talk about on this Friday and so little time to get there. I want to remind you, tomorrow after the Illinois game, we're live with you on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. The hottest post-game show in the land. We'll be talking about Tennessee and Illinois over at tclub.team. Again, tclub.team. And I just got an email from a lady I want to read to you online, because she was led to believe her tickets were going to be $150 each. And then she got a $600 bill from the venue for the tickets. So I hear tickets down there are exorbitant, or over there, I should say, are exorbitant for that game tomorrow. Tickets in our mid-state, as we continue with more on the other side after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols!
TB back with you. Breaking news. I'm eating the street corn dip here at the corner 16 Middlebrook. That is insanely good. I'm eating it without the chips, and that is like, that's blowing my mind how good that is. Wow. All right, so hour number one, Hughie's got people all stirred up. Tennessee Lee, who will be with us coming up on Winners and Losers, presented by our friends at Dos Equis /VIP Play in the 1 o'clock hour. You know, we ought to have, Bino, should we lift the ban for Joshy Boy to let him participate in that? Because technically that wouldn't be being on the show. Or do you think the ban should be in effect for him even for that? Or should we let Joshy Boy come in here and sit in on it? What do you think, Bino? Should I check with the commissioner on that, Bino? What happened to my brother Bino?
Bino.
Brother Beanstar.
He's muted.
Brother Beanstar. Unmute. Reach down there and unmute you, my man.
I'm sorry, Tony. I'm so sorry. I think that we should free Joshy Boy for winners and losers. I think Commissioner Bockwinkel has, there's no sense in waiting on him. He's got so many cases out there,
it's true.
Weekly on this show.
All right. Well, the thing about this program is that with Brian there, I can tell who the callers are. This is the incredible caller roster that we currently have coming up. The 4 love songs in a row. That's why people listen. They don't listen for the you and the me, Bino. We got Mark and the Lumbo. We got Rusty. We got the Hoosier of Ryan. And we're going to wash it down with W. Lynn.
I say we hit it and quit it.
That's a ton of incredible calls. Let's start with Mark. And by the way, Nashville Lee says that if Joshy Boy is suspended, then Hughie should be suspended for conduct detrimental to the program. He said his appearance was about from left field. Oh, he's really upset about the saying thing. These guys don't like this take on saying. Look, here's the facts. Joey Aguilar could have had that season if you put that team around him. Yes or no? What do y'all think? My living Vol fans in here. What do you think, Joshy Boy? Joey Aguilar, could he have done what Sayan did if you put that supporting cast around him? Joshy Boy, I'm asking him now. I'm trying to unsuspend him over here. What do you think? He said yes. Let's go back to our phones. Let's get the Lumbo in here. Mark and the Lumbo, you're on the air.
We'll get to that absolutely insane take here in a second, but I just love this fan base. You got people you got guys in this fan base who not only can they're so multi-talented that not only can they like break down film better than anybody in the football building. I mean, they can also run a $250 million athletic department better than Danny White. And now I've learned that they're so multi-talented they can coach basketball better than Rick Barnes. Let me ask you a question, Tony. How many games did Jordan Gainey, Jemai Mashak, and Zakai Ziegler play together? Like 2 seasons worth at least?
Yes.
Right? How many games have these guys played together? 9. Can we all take a breath? This team's going to be fine. They're going to be a top 3 or 4 team in the league. They're going to be a top 3 or 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. And Rick Barnes has forgotten more basketball than our entire fan base put together. He's got his finger on the pulse of this thing. They're going to be fine. There's some growing pains. They're learning how to play together. But I remember watching like a week and a half ago, they played a 40-minute war against the team that a lot of people have as the favorite to win the national championship. And that was played at a Elite 8 Final Four level, and Tennessee beat them. So what are we getting so up in arms about because they lost a meaningless December 1st game at Syracuse?
Well, you got to understand something now. NECA Dave's out on them because NECA Dave says that they don't have a shooting guard. And NECA Dave also said that Gillespie, I was listening back today while I was setting my equipment up, Gillespie can't play. He's not a very good player.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was like first team all-league for a team that made the Sweet 16, but go on.
I mean, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying, Columbo? Like, what?
I'm just this is the best roster he's had. It is.
I agree with that.
They have length everywhere. They're going to be a
that.
monster defensively. They have length everywhere, and they're going to come together. It takes
I
a
agree
minute.
with that.
These guys have never played together before.
I agree with that. The food.
The Ament kid is going to grow. The Ament kid came off a pin down against Houston, and in like a blur was at the cup in like 2 steps, and that's against a bunch of junkyard dogs on Houston. He did not back down against the toughest team in America. He's going to be fine. He's a 6'10" gazelle with like a 7'4" wingspan that's going to be the top 5 pick in the draft. Okay, what are we even complaining about here? It's insane. Oh my God! Because they lost a meaningless game at Syracuse. Tony, I was in the building at Ohio State once when Duke came in. I think it was 2021. They had just gotten back from Maui. Coach K cared so little, I don't think he got off the bench in the second half. Barnes doesn't even mind taking a loss there. Teachable moment. Like, I mean, they're working. These games don't matter. It's all about I don't want to be good on December 1st. I want to be good in March. That's what they're building towards. Anyways, got another question for you, Tone. If you're the LSU head football coach, what is the one thing you really cannot do? Piss off Frank Wilson?
when I heard that thing about Frank Wilson and them messing with their talent broker, that's the guy that's like feeds their program. I'd say that's not a real good. And here's the other thing about Lane. I don't know if you saw this, but the folks have come forward from the State Highway Patrol, and they've announced that
was I mean, come on, he's lying.
Well, they announced that they actually were giving him an escort, and nothing of the sort happened. Lane Kiffin just totally made that up. Lane's having an uneven week down there, I'd say, so far.
Tony, the one thing you cannot do down there is piss Frank Wilson off. The one thing. And I'm telling Tony, there's a chance, because they just flipped. Ole Miss just flipped an LSU commit. Now, their LSU people are going to say he's a 3-star, but the kid had multiple SEC offers. They flipped the New Orleans kid to Ole Miss, and if this kid that's committed to LSU right now signs with Ole Miss today, it's going to bring an alarm bell that Frank Wilson might be heading to Ole Miss, because I think Austin Thomas is heading to Ole Miss. That's the one. He's the godfather of New Orleans. Like, you want to get locked out of New Orleans if you're the head coach at LSU, tick Frank Wilson off.
So what are you doing? Are you having a heel turn on Kiffin here? What are we doing? You got me all confused.
He's a lunatic.
You've been a Kiffin sheep for forever and
I
ever.
have been. I admit it. I have been. I would take him to coach my team for like 2 or 3 years and hope he goes to the NFL. Because you don't want to, because it's going to end in disaster. I'm now convinced. It's going to blow up.
Bino, are you buying, selling, or trading Kiffin being there in 4 years, being starred at LSU?
Yes, I didn't think I would ever see him anywhere for 4 years, and he stayed at Ole Miss for 6. So I'll say yes, he's at LSU for more than 4 years. I don't know how much more than 4, but more than 4.
How about you, Colombo?
I think with this schedule, if he goes like 8-4 next year and starts tweeting out pictures of him fishing for marlin, they're going to go nuts. He could do that at Ole Miss. LSU, Tony, I think this lunatic governor wants him like out on the campaign trail next year.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that? Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, I've heard that. One of the things I heard is he basically has told him, you got the job, I helped you get the job, and I expect you to help me keep my job, which is again, if it's going to happen in any place, because that governor laid it bare. They fired the AD, and basically he stood up at a press conference and said, "I'm the reason the guy's getting fired. I'm firing him." I mean, where would that ever happen? Would that ever happen here? What would our reaction be if our governor did that here?
Tony, and Lane Kiffin thought he was going to walk in there and lock that place down like Saban did at Bama or like he did at Ole Miss. It don't work like that there. He don't run things there. Like, I mean, I think this has a chance to end in absolute disaster, because he probably went in there and says, wait, I thought this was going to be my show. And then the LSU people told him, well, yes and no. He's in for a rude awakening if he thinks he's going to lock that place down. Not a chance.
Wow.
They're going to ask questions and they're going to expect answers. And if he gets locked out of New Orleans because of this Frank Wilson deal, oh my God, those people are going to go nuts. Anywho.
Well, Colombo,
so you're sane take. Okay, wait. Let me finish the sane take.
Colombo, you've brought it to the table today, man.
Can I finish the Aguilar and Sane thing?
Just admit,
that's
Ohio State.
This kid is Joe Burrow 2019.
Whoa. I'm not saying they're the same player.
They're not even close, Tony.
Okay,
they're not even close.
Mark.
They're not even close.
What I'm saying is there are 100 guys you could plug into that thing and they would be undefeated right now. You know that. Come on.
I don't think. No,
you're not.
I don't know that.
Come on, Mark. They first of all, they play in a nothing league. And
Tony.
they've spent twice as much money as anybody. You know better than that. Come on now.
Tony, he's not. Julian Sane is going to be like a top, 5 pick in the NFL draft when he comes out. And Joey
Mark,
Aguilar is going to sniff the NFL.
Mark. You're missing you understand nuance. I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm saying if you took Joey Aguilar and let him play at Ohio State, they'd have the same record.
I don't know that at all.
I know that. It's a fact. I'm dealing in faxes.
I don't know that at all.
I'm dealing in faxes. I'm dealing in faxes.
This kid throws. Tony, he's throwing balls that he's throwing to square inches. Joey Aguilar's not remotely as accurate as this kid. You don't think if Ohio State has a game at Washington and the quarterback turns it over 2 or 3 times, they're not in a football game?
Hey, Lumbo, thanks, man. Good talking to you. Yeah. Lumbo's, by the way, Bino, we have our first school closing of the year. Lumbo's next Ohio State fluff job is on as regularly scheduled. Rain nor sleet nor snow will keep him from glazing the Buckeyes. Goodness gracious.
Tony, I love to just sit back. Even when I'm co-hosting, I like to just sit back and listen to you and Columbo. It's fantastic. It's like the Chinese ping pong championships.
Bino, he is a loud gong is what he is. Like an empty barrel making the most noise, as a nun used to tell me. She said,
okay, then it's the gong championship.
I had a nun look at me one time, Bino, and she said, brother, I'm going to tell you something. Because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. She said, empty barrels make the most noise. Now, is that a nice compliment for a lady to say to a developing 12-year-old kid, Bino?
How many rulers did your hands break, Tony?
Oh, my gosh. I still have marks on my hands from it. I really do. I still have marks on my knuckles from getting hit.
There wouldn't have been enough rulers at St. Mary's for you, Tony.
It was St. Patrick Jail is what we called it. That's where I went to school, St. Patrick's Jail. Let's go back to our phones and get Rusty in as promised. Rusty, welcome in.
Thanks for letting me on today. What a great lineup this is. Hughie was fantastic as always. Mark's right about the basketball team. Guys, they're going to be just fine. Barnes will make some tweaks as the year goes on, just like he did with Connect. I think it was the Auburn game in Knoxville that year that Barnes took a do and everybody and just spread the court and took everybody out of the paint, and Connect went either pulled up when the defense backed off of him and buried threes, or he just went right by his guy, nobody in the lane, and threw hammer dunks down over and over again. Barnes will make little tweaks. Mark's right. Don't panic about this basketball team. These games don't matter.
Hey, guys, I'm not panicking about the basketball team whatsoever, but when I look at them, I don't see as good a basketball team as we've had the last 2 years. I know it's one that is constructed differently, but with the way this team's constructed, if Estrella doesn't get well and get out there on the court, it is going to be an issue.
Yeah, no doubt. They're 10 times better with Estrella. That's not even a question.
Because we're not going to get the consistent.
I know I don't say anything. I do think it's more talent. I think it's more talented overall than the last two, though.
I do too. I think the roster's better, but that doesn't mean you've got a better basketball team.
For sure. But again, Columbo's also right. You want this team to be better February 17th than you do December 4th.
Amen.
And that's what this team looks to me like. It's going to be a team that grows as the year goes on, not caps out late January like the last two. As far as Julian saying, none of us know how good this kid is. He never gets pressured. Never. He has the cleanest pockets to play from. He's got the best two weapons out wide in college football. He may be the next coming of Joe Burrow and Jesus Christ. I mean, we don't know.
Why didn't Lumbo understand what I was saying? There's 100 guys you could plug into that thing, and they'd be undefeated in that league. Why won't he just admit that? It's not about.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to be unbelievably horrible to not be 12-0 right now. at quarterback on that team. Everybody swore to me Ken Dorsey and Matt Leinart were gods at the quarterback position. And I was like, neither one of them were sacked for 2 straight years playing football. It's hard to tell how good those guys are. And both of those guys were busts in the NFL because they never played through any adversity. And Sayan hasn't played through any adversity yet. We just don't know. He may be godlike, but we don't know. And Hughie's right about this. He's not the best player on his own offense. How's he the Heisman guy on that offense when he's not the best player on that offense? I know it's a quarterback award.
You see, Bino? See this now we got some logic ringing down. The people don't like logic, Bino.
It's bad radio. I know. I'm sorry. I need to be like Legend and all those crazy callers to Feinbaum that just say outlandish, idiotic stuff and sound like next. But Tony, I don't know if you saw we went to the SEC ADs or whoever that vote on all this stuff. We now are up to the 105 scholarships.
Yeah, we were talking about that last hour. That's really, really unnecessary. But the football coaches get what they want. Go ahead, Bino.
No, I didn't. The only thing that I would add, Tony, is I would have been stunned. I would have been stunned if the SEC ever let themselves get at any kind of competitive disadvantage with other conferences allowing 105 and the SEC going 85. That seems backwards to what we generally do in this league.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the right move, but you can't let the Big Ten have 105 scholarships and you have 85. That's the real thing. And then lastly, if everybody's wanting a fun day tomorrow and wants chaos and wants to see the committee squirm on Sunday, cheer for BYU to beat Tech and Georgia to beat Bama, because then that forces the committee to choose their last at-large bid to either go to Bama or Notre Dame. And I really want to see that committee have to decide between those two teams that they love with a passion.
I love that. I want the most chaotic thing known to mankind possible. Thank you, Rusty. And here's my question for anybody listening. If Virginia tomorrow is going to get, and don't tell me Alabama plays in the SEC. There he is. If Virginia tomorrow, the great Mark Griffin just walked in here. Good gosh almighty. Look at him. Here, sit over here, buddy. Mandy Candy. As I see, he's just here for the food. Well, lunch is on me, brah, so go for it. The great Mark Griffin of Griffin's Three Pointers is here, breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. He's excited for the Illinois game. And if he took a second mortgage out on his home, maybe he could afford to get tickets down there tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and go to the phones without further ado. If Virginia loses tomorrow and they're out of the playoff, Bino, why isn't Alabama, if they lose tomorrow, out of the playoff? Is that not the same thing, or am I missing something? Explain that to me, please.
Because one's in the ACC and the other's in the SEC. Tony.
Okay.
And I do think Alabama's quite a bit better than Virginia.
Of course they are. But the point is, if one championship game counts, then the other should count. Bino, on a 1 to 10 scale, how important are you for this draw that's getting ready to happen for the World Cup? They're showing these young boys over in, shall we say, third world countries kicking the ball on vacant lots. It's really doing something. Look, these young African kids, it's really doing something to me here. Kids in Rwanda. I mean, you got to understand something about this sporting event. This matters, man, around the world, Bino. Do you not feel the pop and the pull with that, Bino, when you think about it before we go back to the phones?
Well, Tony, right now where it's at on my pecking order is I'm going to stay on the Channel 7 and watch Westview and Gatlinburg-Pittman, and Westview's ahead 48-14 in the second quarter. But I think I'm going to stay here and continue to watch this.
Where would Westview be? Griff, do you know where Westview is?
I believe that's the Murfreesboro school. There's a new one down there like every year.
Go ahead, Griff. You're up.
Am I on?
Go ahead, Griff. Yeah.
Westview is from Martin, Bino. It's UT Martin. Shoot. It's 13 miles from Union City. It's where Obviously, Ty Simpson played, and his younger brother,
Really?
star quarterback at
Would?
Westview.
So that's Ty Simpson's younger brother out there being
And
star.
a couple other kids that UT's recruiting that's with the Westview squad this year.
How does Westview look, Bino, in your humble opinion, as you watch that game?
They're lighting it up. They're ahead 48-14. I'm sorry I missed that, Mark. I'm glad you jumped in there.
Well, Mark's a font of
I'd let that
information.
slip by me.
We are a font of misinformation. Mark Griffin stands supreme. Let's go back to our phones. I'll tell you what, we'll come back. We'll get Hoosier Ryan in here along with W. Leon. We continue with more on the other side. Griff is here. The time is right to rock and roll through the night. We're going to come back on the other side. We're live today at Corner 16. Next week, we're at the Corner 16 North Shore in Pellissippi Parkway. The following week, the World Tour continues, leading you up till the Christmas season. Because I want to remind you that the holiday feed packs they have are incredible. HolidayGiftPacks.com. The offerings with the turkey and dressing are insane. Call the Calhouns near you and reserve now through the New Year holiday. So really, 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 really awesome stuff. We continue with more on the other side as we continue. It is your Basilio show on a Friday live at Corner 16 Middlebrook as we continue with more after this.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family-owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team started at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. Live with you today. Corner 16, Middlebrook, where we be. Awesome spot. Wow. Incredible. The great Mark Griffin sitting beside me. He just popped in here. It's what happens when you come to this corner neighborhood place. I love this place. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in an episode of Cheers in here. Norm's getting ready to walk in at some point. Let's, without further ado, go back to our phones. And as promised, the Hoosier Vol Ryan's going to join, followed by W. Lynn, followed by Mariano. And obviously tomorrow, Tennessee and Illinois in the mid-state. You're going to absolutely freak out at how good that is. Mariano, Hoosier Vol Ryan, welcome in.
Excuse me, what's going on, Tony? Who's Bo Ryan?
Hey, brother, welcome in.
Well, first off, saying I was really upset during my call Tuesday. Rodney Garner's an amazing coach. He can coach as long as he wants. I was just real raw and very upset that day. But yeah, he's obviously a fantastic coach, and we're lucky to have him. But some of those other young guys need to meet his intensity. Maybe that's what I was trying to say, and I hope Coach Heupel relays that.
Well, my thing with Tennessee football that I want to see 2026, my New Year's resolution for them, and it's going to begin right at the top of the year, is urgency.
Urgency.
C, baby.
Exactly right.
Urgency.
And a guy that is rumored to be close to retirement when he's the most urgent man on your defensive staff. I hope he stays till he wants to leave, but that's kind of what I was getting at Tuesday. That's not
You
good.
is right. You is right, my friend.
Anyway, to the point at hand. Here is what is so weird about college football in this new era. Indiana is about to play the biggest game in the history of their school in football. Does Ohio State really care? And that's what I'm banking on, because if the Buckeyes bring their A game, I don't believe we're going to win. I just don't. Cignetti's an amazing coach, but I'm not naive. If they bring their A game,
let's get real here. If you look at Vegas and you look at what they're saying, if you played Ohio State or the field, okay, Ohio State's favored over the field in the, and that's what I was trying to say to Columbo, who won't listen. There are 100 guys. Their team is so good. There are 100 guys I think you could put at quarterback, and they'd be undefeated in that league. They have a 2-game schedule. I mean, because they're that good. And
Joe Burrow,
it is what it is.
Equivalent of just saying, or whatever his name is a bit much. Let's get real.
Well, he might be. I mean, those are two different conversations. That same guy might turn out to be an incredible quarterback, or like one of our callers said, it might end up being like Ken Dorsey quarterbacking Miami.
Right.
Who knows? But the truth is, Ken Dorsey could win them all. Just like I think if you put Joey Aguilar out there at quarterback, you could win them all at Ohio State this year. Sorry.
Sayan and Burrow play quarterback in the state of Ohio, and neither one of them can shave. And I'm not sure there's anything else they have in common, but that's just me. If Kurt Cignetti gets this W tomorrow night, where would you all rank that in the history of college football in turnarounds? Because the one that came to my mind was, who was the gentleman that did Promise Keepers later?
Bill McCartney.
He was Colorado's coach.
Yep.
What was his name?
Bill McCartney.
To me, it's up there with that, or Bobby Bowden taking Florida State from a joke of a school to a dynasty.
Yep. Well, they were a teacher's
college. I think those would be the top three.
Florida State, that was an incredible thing, what he did. My favorite out of nowhere resurrection job that we didn't know was possible was when Howard Schnellenberger beat Nebraska in the Orange Bowl about 41 years ago. That'll never, I was listening to that as a kid. That'll never be forgotten by this living fan. Do you have any resurrection out of nowhere stories like that, Griff?
Sure.
What came to mind for you?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech,
Well,
Bobby
I
Ross.
don't know what year it was, but
Bobby Ross.
Didn't they split a championship or something?
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Did they split it with the Buffaloes? Did they split it with Colorado?
I think they did split it with Colorado. I think that's right. Who beat Notre Dame. Bino, do you have anyone that comes to mind? And if Indiana wins tomorrow, Beanstar, that's an incredible story, is it not?
I think it would be the greatest turnaround since Majors at Pitt.
That was the other one that came to my mind.
That's a great one.
Now, if I could advocate for my Hoosiers, what does Georgia Tech, South Florida, West Pennsylvania have that Indiana and Colorado doesn't? And that's a hell of a lot of good high school players. I mean, we are witnessing a potential. The other thing, if Cignetti either wins this game tomorrow night or wins 2 playoff games, and if he wins tomorrow night, his odds of winning 2 playoff games skyrocket. I still don't think there's any avenue he wins a national championship, even because let's say he wins tomorrow night. I think that's it for everyone. The Buckeyes are going to roll. I think it's a Michigan situation. And frankly, if he happens to play the Buckeyes twice, he'll lose twice, unfortunately, if we lose. But that will be a sea change that, y'all, they finished like 30-something yesterday in signing. And I hope our coach attacks the portal with the fervor that he attacked yesterday's recruiting class. I just hope he does, because I think they're at worst 50-50 moving forward.
The throat he wrote and thank you for the call. The Throaty wrote an incredible piece today that Portal Dave is going to come behind on Monday and further the story. But retention rates off these signing classes from your freshman year to 2 years later are slim. And unless you're signing a multitude of 5 stars, 4 and 5 stars, you're in a spot where you just got to expect that. You just got to live in the portal. You have to make the portal like Tony Valls did. You just got to make it a lifestyle. And he was signing at the top of the sport. And he went right to Ole Miss and got their 2 best players off their baseball team who carried us last year. Bino, what's your number that you want to see us sign? I think I'm 12 plus out of the portal is my number.
I think anything 10 or so would be good, Tony. I think that this staff just believes. I believe they're total believers in that you build through high school recruiting and development, and that you supplement through the portal. I hope they're correct. But as this thing has gone along, I've changed to the point to where I believe unless you perennially recruit in the top 5 in America, unless you're Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, possibly Alabama, I think that you probably need to up the percentage of kids you get out of the portal and decrease your reliance on high school recruits.
You know, it fires me up, focuses me, and prepares me, Bino, when we alter our viewpoints, because you have to learn. You take in that information, you watch others, and the game's changed. Griff, tell me this, man. Go ahead. Your point you want to make? Go ahead, Griff.
No, what I was going to say, and it's different in basketball. You build around the portal and you try to get lucky in high school, unless they're a 5-star now, and you look at like Amen. But I even notice each year I go watch Adidas play or Adidas on the circuit, and you're not seeing coaches there like you used to for the 3-day period. Guys are in and out. At least that was what I witnessed. Now they're still there babysitting guys, but the net is a lot smaller. So I guess that's a better phrase to use, Tony. But because they're building through the portal and then just trying to add 5 stars or fill a need if it's not a 5-star, but it's a little different than what that is in football.
To Griff's point, most teams now, and Tennessee's included in that, are building their basketball teams through the portal. In time, more of these football teams are going to build their teams through the portal from year to year. Just, and Watson said it, Watson Brown. Yeah, you have a program, but really what you have are teams. And sometimes, like with Barnes, Bino, your point is sometimes the teams are going to fit. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're going to be somewhere in between. Sometimes they're going to be a work in progress. Sometimes they're going to be great off the jump like Vanderbilt is this year. And it's going to be that way with football too.
Yes, it is.
So.
Real quick, Tony, and I appreciate Mark waking me up from the coma, and I hate that I didn't realize who I was watching, but Ty Simpson's little brother just threw for over 500 yards in the first half.
Oh, my.
Poor GP, man. It's raining down on
55 to 14, and he can really throw the football. He's not very tall. Looks like he may be 6 foot tall at that, but he can really throw the football.
Well, Ty Simpson's not that tall either, though, is he?
Nope.
His brother.
Nope. No. Alabama's already heavily courting that kid, but we'll go back to the phones. Griff, 6 teams from the state of Tennessee right now are tracking to get into the NCAA tournament. Who are the 6?
Well, Tony, a little background. I'm a big Lenardi fan. I know people love him or hate him. I think he's great for basketball, and he's on point. And it is early. It's December 2nd report. And, yes, I'm looking at it every time it's updated. But in my recollection, Tony, this is the first time that the state of Tennessee has had 6 programs listed. And they are as follows: Tennessee, Vanderbilt, ETSU, Tony, Austin P, Belmont, and one former opponent, TSU, and Nolan Smith that came from Duke. So pretty exciting to see that, Tony, that, can we call it a basketball state? I mean, when you've got 6 programs.
They're saying that Tennessee State team we saw.
Yes, is favored to win their conference.
Good gosh almighty. Bino, would you like to see their conference? Good gosh almighty.
There you go.
Give me the 6 again, Griff. One more time.
Sure.
One more time.
Well, you got UT.
Right.
Vanderbilt.
Yes.
ETSU.
I'll buy that.
Austin P.
Hugo Brooks. Go P.
Belmont.
And
TSU.
Back to the phones we go. Wow, that's wild.
That'll change, but nonetheless.
Sure. It's just crazy.
It's projection and gives the fans something to look forward to. And, it's looking at their opponents and how they're playing right now. And, when TSU comes to Knoxville and gets destroyed like they do, they're not going to have that type of environment in conference. And that, you build from those type of what we used to call buy games. I don't know what they call them now. Everybody's
buy games,
buying everything now. We even call them buy games.
Well, we're getting ready to have an event next year. It's like, I don't know, the United Emirates or something. And I hear that the Saudi oil money's behind the thing in Vegas. So who the heck knows? Let's get our next call in, who will be W. Lynn. W. Lynn.
French compatriots doing today?
What's up, brother?
Well, Tony, a small technological miracle occurred about an hour ago. With the help of Siri, you're the first app I've ever downloaded in my life on an iPhone.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
So I don't have to worry about that radio transponder anymore. But in memory of Ben Bird, I've got some food for thought here. I took the college football playoff top 25 and I added us because we're in the coaches poll. So that's 26 teams we're talking about. Of those 26 teams, how many teams do you think played 4 or more teams in the top 16, which I call 4 or more of those teams?
Bino, what do you think?
16.
How many of those teams, Bino?
I'll say that 3 played 4 or more.
The answer is 2. Texas played 5. We played 4. Tennessee played 4 in the current top 16. More food for thought. Ohio State played 1. Indiana played 1. Oregon played 2. Michigan played 3 and went 0 for 3. Miami played 1. Notre Dame played 3 and went 1 and 2. So our schedule's not as easy as everybody talked about all year.
Bino, do you concur with that?
Well, I mean, basically that's what the results have said this year. From an SEC schedule standpoint, there were obviously teams in this league that played a more challenging schedule than us. But I think, WLN, that's pretty much always going to be the case for an SEC school. They're going to play because of the way that the teams are ranked and because of the depth of this league. We're always going to play more ranked teams than ACC or Big Ten's going to, because neither one of those leagues will ever be as deep as this one.
Ever.
And Vanderbilt only played 2 in the end. Missouri did play 4, and they're 8-4 like us. A&M played 2. So my problem is with the college football playoff committee. If you're an 8-4 or a 9-3 SEC team, There's no way anybody in the Big 12 or ACC should be ahead of you unless they're 11-1 or undefeated. And that's not the way they've ranked it. That's the problem I have. Crummy Utah ranked 15th. Virginia played 0 top 16 teams. They played 0 top 25 teams, and they're ranked 17th, which shows me their voting record still. They can throw all the numbers at us they want. They're still voting records. And that's going to be a problem in the future for the SEC.
Well, you're the man, W. Lynn. I love your passion. Thank you, brother. You're right. I hope they go to more of a that's what the SEC. That's why the SEC wants to go to 16, and they don't want to cap the number of teams at 4, while the Big Ten wants to cap the number of teams at 4. Because compared to the Southeastern Conference in football on a year-to-year basis, they are a substandard program. Literally a substandard program. 865-200-5402. 865-200-5402 is the numero uno do. If you want to get in, let's get Mariano in the hunting in the mix with us. Mariano, welcome in.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Hey brother, welcome in.
Hey Mariano.
Thank you. Hey Dino, Mark, good to hear all you guys. Tony, I'm a recent retiree, thank the good Lord. And I got a gift recently because of a conversation I had with a family member, and he asked what my favorite Tennessee team was, and I told him it had to be the first team I ever went to go see was the 1967 Tennessee football team, who were the SEC champs that year. So consequently,